Welcome back, everyone. Now, some of you may or may not be aware, but today marks the 2-year anniversary of me starting the channel. And along the way, there have been so many of you that have said so many nice things, subscribed, watched videos, whatever. And I really just wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you. Now, I really mean this, and I know it's been 2 years and follower or subscribers have hit 1,266. It's not a tremendous amount, but that's not the point. My goal here is to try my best to add value to your research, to try and help other people research different stocks. Now, that's the goal, and that's what I will continue to doing. Hopefully, we'll see next year, hopefully maybe 2,500 subs. We'll see how it goes from there. But the main goal is to add value and try to be right. Now, as I just said, my focus here has been to try to be right. Now, I'm not saying that other people are not caring about that. Of course they are. My point is that I have not been necessarily focusing on trying to talk about the hot thing and try and get as many views as possible. I just want to focus on when I have something to say and what I can add. Now, in some cases, I do feel like saying something on the things that would, if you will, get the views. But I would probably not be saying the most popular things about those. Who knows, in the future I may make videos talking down some things, maybe not. But looking at this year, all things considered, it has been a decent year, considering everything. But I am still convinced that I can do better. I can do better as a channel. I could be writer, yeah, writer with that grammar, and I can do better at finding the best things to buy and communicating better, and I will strive to do that. Now, the other thing that I've learned while going through while the channel is that while I hate being wrong, of course, no one likes being wrong, I am sometimes, as are, my guess, most people. But the thing is, it's not so much that I hate being wrong, it's that I know that when I am wrong, for me, with my money, my investment, my way of approaching things, I know it's going to happen. And it sucks, but taking the risk is part of investing, it's part of hoping for the reward, hoping things turn out the way that you think they will. But sometimes they don't, and it sucks. Thing is, when it's something that I'm talking about more publicly and it goes hard against me, I feel awful because I hate thinking that what I've said was detracted value from someone else. So I that's I can deal with my own screw ups when it's my money, but it really bugs me that I'm detract if I say something that detracts value from other people. And so for that reason, I am thinking that going forward, the things I'm going to talk about, I'm going to focus more on risk. I'm going to try and cut out some of the things that I'm going to try and refine how risky the things I talk about are. Now, that said, going forward, I want us to succeed together. I mean, that's the ideal scenario here. I find something and share it, and it turns out to be right. And hopefully that can happen a large proportion of the time. It still won't happen all the time. I'm still going to be wrong, and that is still going to bug me. And I know this. And so going forward, the other things that I want to continue to do, and don't want to continue being wrong, obviously, but I want to continue sharing I will continue to read all comments and engage where applicable. I've really enjoyed some of the conversations I've had. Some people have reached out, what do you think about this? Some really great ideas. And it has been a value add for me for some people who have had some of the conversations I've had. So would really very much like to continue the conversations that have popped up through the comment section and people reaching out to me on the channel. And with regards to the topics of the videos that I will do going forward, I want to try and focus on speaking where I feel like I have something to say that may add value to some people, and not necessarily covering as broad things where my opinion comes down to, I don't really know. And I've already tried to cut away from some of that, but it's hard because there's a lot of things, and covering something very briefly, often someone will ask, what do you think of this? I'll go into it, have a look, and for one reason or another, I just don't think it's necessarily as good as something else or whatever, and so I'll still share an opinion, but it won't be super informed. Well, I mean, it'll be based on some biases, but I haven't done 100% of the work, and that's not necessarily great either. So I want to try and focus more on things that are interesting to me. Now, that's not to say don't ask me about things, because that's how I look at new things. But if I don't have really something to say about it, I'm going to try and not speak. Now, many of you will have noticed that in September, I monetized the channel. The ad started, and I would like to thank all of you who have supported me through that or through the Patreon, which I really am appreciative to anyone and everyone who has contributed to the channel through the Patreon that is in the link in the description. I don't like to harp on its existence. I may mention it a few times here and there, but I really appreciate those of you who have contributed through that. Thank you. Um, the the plan with the channel was always to keep personal and channel separate in terms of money. So the money I make through the monetization of the channel will be used for channel purposes and other money, other life outside that. So with that in mind, first goal is, a number of people have suggested that I get a good microphone. Well, this is a good microphone. I don't want to debate that. I will. That is the number one goal. That is the number one goal, to get a good recording microphone so that my voice is less crappy. But that said, I do have plenty of other plans, but let's put it this way. Channel 2 years old, and I still am on goal number one, microphone. So let's hope that I have that soon and can move on to the rest. And the other thing I want to say is, I know there's a number of people that have kind of suggested or commented that, why don't you have this type of service or that type of service? I appreciate the suggestion. I've thought about it. The thing is, I want to make sure that if I were to do something, if I were to promise some type of offer that was for something paid, I want to make sure that I was able to do it right. So that's why I haven't done that yet. I may not, I may, we'll see. I just want to be sure that if I'm ever charging with the promise of something, that I can deliver. Now, I just want to wrap this up again by coming back to thank you. Thank all of you who have liked, subscribed, whatever, on any video, every video, whatever. I always really appreciate it when I launch a new video and I see just a bunch of people watch it very quickly and a bunch of likes. It's really means something to me. And with that, that's just about all I want to say today. Don't worry, there's a real video coming tomorrow. And I wish all of you luck in year 3.